In today's video, we're going to be talking about a universal principle for growing longer hair, which honestly works regardless of curl pattern, porosity, density, etc. etc. However, we're going to tailor this principle to fine natural hair because when your hair is natural and it has shrinkage, it has single stranded knots and split ends, it is harder to retain length. And when your hair is also fine, it is also harder to retain length due to your individual strand being a bit weaker than coarse hair. Also, if you are new to your natural hair care journey and you are coming from, protective styling back to back, you are coming from relaxing your hair in a very dangerous way, your hair is probably fine right now, even though that might not be your genetic disposition, right? Now, make sure you stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to be sharing a three-step method that I implemented from this principle I'm about to share that took my hair from this to this in a number of maybe 2 to 3 years, all right? So, this principle to growing longer hair is, like I've said, universal, but it is also largely overlooked because people tend to focus on the opposite end of the spectrum. And without wasting too much time, what is actually this principle? The principle is if length retention is your goal, your ends are the most important parts of your hair. That is this principle, right? I'm going to talk about three ways to achieve this principle, like to optimize this principle to your best advantage if length retention is your goal. But if you fully understand this statement that if length retention is your goal, if longer hair is your goal, then the ends of your hair are the most important parts of your hair. You wouldn't focus so much on getting scalp oils. You wouldn't focus so much on getting obsessed with DIYs, obsessed with things that you can place on your scalp. Now, is your scalp a very important part of your hair care? Yes, it is. You have to shampoo your scalp. You can do DIYs. There are hair growth serums. If you have a balding spot on your head, you probably use minoxidil on your scalp, right? However, that is just to ensure that your hair grows. What ensures that you get long hair is keeping the ends of your hair on your head. So, I am going to give a three-step process to always achieve this principle, right? This principle that the ends of your hair is the most important part of your hair if growing longer hair is your goal. And so, what is the first S? The first S is to always stretch your ends. Now, you know that I'm all for enjoying your hair even though you're on a hair growth journey, right? So the thing is, even if you want to wear your hair out, right, not in a protective style, maybe in a blown out state, maybe in a braid out or a twist out or a wash and go, whatever state you want to wear it in, let your ends still be stretched out, right? You can use a blow dryer to achieve that. You can use flexi rods. Flexi rods is one of my favorite ways of stretching my end. You could use Velcro rollers. You could use, this overnight heatless foam curls. Like you can use almost anything to stretch your hair overnight. Some people use scrunchies as well, but I don't tend to do that because it doesn't really get to the ends of your head and accurately stretch them out. But you can experiment with this. Like I always say in my videos, test anything you hear. The natural hair community is one of the most confusing places on on YouTube because many people are testing things out for themselves, and it's only recently that we're starting to have black trichologists. Do you understand me? So a lot of natural hair experimentation is, like I said, experimentation. People are just testing out different things that they've heard or that they research, right? And we hope that it works for us. The second S to this three-step process is for you to always seal your ends every 3 to 4 days. I'm saying every 3 to 4 days because for me personally, I don't think I remember to take care of my hair every day, right? If you are a busy person, if you are also a lazy natural, you are not going to remember to oil your ends every day. However, you can, you know, make it into a habit of doing it maybe every week, and then you go down to every 4 days, every 2 days, or whatever, right? So, now why is sealing your ends with oil very important? It's because your ends lose moisture the quickest, they lose luster the quickest, they lose sleep the quickest, right? But when you put oil, right, sometimes I actually like to put conditioner, then oil on my ends. When you do that, you're adding extra slip to your ends, you're adding extra shine. And when it looks healthier, it won't break as much and to stay on your head, which is what we're trying to achieve, right? Of course, you might still get a little breakage here and there, but it should never be too much. So that is why I suggest, right? A lot of people have suggested this. If you watch the Blowout Professor, that is someone that I really like, even though his audience is not black, right? But you can see that the principles of hair care are kind of universal. Of course, not completely because our hair is not straight, but it's kind of universal, right? There are some basics of hair care that is universal. And so, one basic of hair care that I want us to take away is to seal our ends every 3 to 4 days. This single handedly has been a step that has really made my ends to stay on my head, and as what is what has contributed to my hair being this long, this quick, right? I am not going to do a length check yet, but I'm going to do it towards the end of this year. All right. And what is the last S? The last S is for us to secure our ends, right? We can use African threading, we can try to hide our ends in protective styles or tuck them away in bonds or whatever. This is different from stretching your ends. This is us hiding our ends when we wear it out. Of course, I'm all about balance. There are times where you want to wear your ends out, but I'm just saying that it shouldn't be as often as you doing styles that your ends will be hidden, even in even if it's going to be in a claw clip, even if it's going to be in like your scrunchie or whatever you want. Just make sure to hide your ends, right? One style that if you watch me a lot, you will know that I love is head wraps. I don't know, I love head wraps because I can get variety of colors and match it with my outfit. But even when I'm not wearing head wraps, I use colorful scrunchies or whatever to just like hide my ends, especially when I'm going out. I live in a very humid environment. Nigeria is going to be one of the hottest countries you will ever visit if you ever visit. It's one of the hottest countries, right? Even during rainy season, it is still hot. So I always do that so that it will prevent like the humidity from freezing up my ends and attacking them with single stranded knots when they start to marry themselves, right? Now, another thing I want to say is that if you see single stranded knots on your ends, please note that as far as it is not much, it is kind of normal. Your hair is not straight, it is going to inevitably marry itself. So you can't really expect that you would never see a single stranded knot in your hair. For me, for example, I was paranoid like 2 years ago, maybe 1 or 2 years ago, about single stranded knots in my hair until I realized that it was kind of normal. When I, did my research, I was watching one of African hair gods videos and I even commented on it and it was like, oh yeah, it's kind of normal. Like it's kind of normal to see like few in your hair, not much. Not much. Even there's this lady, I'm going to pop her up on the screen. This creator, she's a very wonderful woman. I know she's a trichologist as well. I think she's based in the UK. Hair right by Anyton. Yeah, I remember her now. Hair by Anyton. If you are still having struggles with your hair, even after enlightening videos like this that are not teaching you lies, that are not teaching you to depend on DIYs. Of course, you can do them. I am not a fan, but of course, you can do them, but to not depend on that as what will grow your hair. If you depend on DIYs, if you depend on even products are beautiful, right? Their scents, the way they add sleep to your hair, the way they add shine to your hair, they are beautiful. But if you depend on products, if you depend on DIYs to grow your hair, you are already in the wrong like lane. You're already in the wrong step. Nothing would help you grow your hair more than knowing what you are actually doing, right? More than knowing the techniques. The techniques are more important than products. Product without technique is useless. Okay, so yeah, that is the main gist of this video, and I hope that you have learned this SSS principle. I know it kind of sounds bad, SSS. Ugh, I feel like I should change it, but whatever. This SSS principle is really going to change your hair game. It is what took my hair from where it was in 2024, 2023 to where it is right now. Okay. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you like On my channel, I promise, like I've already promised myself, it's not even you that I'm promising, but I promised myself that I'm not going to sit here and lie. Even if I want to do a product review, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that a product is what grew my hair, because it is not. If my diet was stupid, it's going to reflect in my hair, right? And this is a call for you to check your deficiencies, and also take note of how your skin looks, take note of how your nails look, because hair, skin, nails, they are made of, they come from like the same kind of factory. I just wanted to imagine it like that. They come from the same kind of factory. So if your nails are brittle, if they are too soft, if they are breaking, you already know that your hair will have a problem too. Do you understand me? Not always, but most likely your hair will have a problem if your nails have a problem, if your skin has a problem. So yeah, always like take care of yourself in general. Your hair is going to be, an indicator of what is wrong with your body. Your hair is an indicator of what is wrong with your body, your nails as well, your skin as well. So if you want to go longer hair indicates healthier hair. Be healthy in essence. You understand what I'm trying to say? So yeah, that is it for today's video. Make sure to like if you enjoy content like this. Subscribe to my channel if you are not subscribed already. Comment your thoughts below, and but let me know, what is your preferred method for stretching your ends? Okay, I'm going to drop mine. I think I've already even said it's flexi rods, right? Flexi rods is my preferred method of stretching my ends, like my heatless preferred method. So yeah, it's still a very beautiful day to smile, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.